Yate DJ yae taaniil Báhózhóní Neeshjhizhii Bi'taa'niil. Will ya? Neeshjhhizhii Bi'taa'niil. So taaniil, when you say that, that means a mush, a form of kind of like a liquid cereal, kind of like a mush, and that's what taaniil is. And basically we use Neeshjhizhii, which is dried steamed corn, and then we take that corn, of course, and we grind it down and we make it into taaniil. So you can use, there's different forms of taaniil too. So we have taaniil, taaniil. So they're all used in different areas too. Some are used ceremonially, some are used, in an informal setting. Some of them are used in a wedding. Some of them are used, and specifically for babies. And some of them are used when, as we get older in life. When sometimes, there's this. We lose our teeth as we get older, and so the only way that we can consume some of these traditional food is to grind it down and make it into taaniil. So that's just a brief description of what taaniil is. Neeshjhizhii, of course, everybody loves Neeshjhizhii. Neeshjhizhii, dried steamed corn stew, and we love to put mutton in there, backbone stew, and so a yosakan. So, but I wanted to touch base on the spiritual reason why we use taaniil for our children. And according to our grandfathers and grandmothers, baby after born, so within a 36-month period of time, so that's about 3 months there, this baby, the way that this child is going to utilize glucose and in their life, in their adult life, is actually founded at this point. So taaniil bigitje, so ekwagi away nle bigite. Betilto bayayato daneste jo ekwagi khatene ado ashin lakhan olihegi chiyos indo leligi jo ya ekwagi khatetin ebini nago away ichiko ado pamapepe itlão jo hota panejone jotan hitoni. So our grandmothers and grandfathers told us that it's good to have a young baby within that 36-month, matter of fact, 2 months of that they utilize their mother's breast milk. Their cells, and then their insulin and cell receptors, how they utilize insulin and glucose and the balance of that. It formulates and it formulates a pattern for this child's health long term, like as they go into their teenage years, adolescent years, young adult years, and the way that they see food, and then their sensorial attachment to food, the way that when you smell food. So sometimes when you smell food with a lot of salt, with a lot of fat, you can really smell it. But if these weren't formulated at a young age, you're more attracted to unhealthy food. And when you smell it, you don't really smell that, that fat and salt or sugar in it. You just kind of, it tastes dull to you. But when you formulate these healthy eating patterns at that time, that formulates, that smell. So when you smell certain foods, you're like, we say that. So that's why we utilize our mother's breast milk, and then we utilize, so to kind of align it with natural traditional foods, we utilize taaniil. So my grandma used to say that when the bird people gave us this corn, they told us to take this ayaj and then like the young corn, and then take some of that and then grind it down and then make a mush out of it, taaniil. And then you take some of that taaniil and we feed our babies that, and so that they're going to grow, and then they're going to grow like a corn, nice and healthy, and then so that they can formulate all the the right eating habits, and then they're going to have that height and good form to them. And I guess that's the only way I can explain it. In Navajo we call it Neeshjhizhii Bi'taa'niil. In Navajo you would say that. So in English, it would be like this child is going to grow healthy, abundantly, and is going to be, in a balanced figure, so that they're going to have, a healthy life in their adult years. So that is the important part of why we eat taaniil. So it's similar to a mother's breast milk. So when you look at that, there's a connection to a mother, that's our first clan. So when we have that connection to our mother, when we have that healthy communication, when we have that healthy, attachment to our mother, and we correspond and we interrelate with our mother, it gives you a good peace of mind. You're healthy mentally, and then spiritually and emotionally. So that kind of like explains why we use taaniil. It's a spiritual food. It allows our children to connect to their mother, connect to their environment, to their home, to their identity, and then it gives them a sense of cultural identity, a sense of historical identity. So every nago taaniil nakachina bail netole ado yandole ado yeno setole ahot aye ben chilta hochilne